All right, this exponent of 3 applies to everything inside the bracket, and remember that 5 has an exponent of 1. So it's 5 to the power of 1 times 3, and it's t2 times 3. And in the next bracket, we're going to do the same thing. This this coefficient of 3 has a power of 1, so it's 1 times 2 because of this exponent here, and t1 times 2. Now, many of you might be able to do this already in your head. So it's 5 cubed, t to the 6th, times 3 squared, times t to the 2. 5 cubed is 125, and 3 squared is 9. And then we multiply the coefficients together. And because we're multiplying bases that are the same, we add these two exponents, which brings it to t to the 8th. In the second example, we're doing the same thing. We're going to apply this 5 to the variable, and that means multiplication in all three cases. So t to the 10th times t to the negative 8 over t to the 21. These two are combined in the next step. So t10 minus 8 over t to the 21. And simplifying t, that's t squared over t to the 21. This means division, so we're going to subtract the exponents, which equals t to the negative 19, or 1 over t to the 19. So this one is a bit of a doozy. There's lots of ways of looking at it. I'm going to show you one method, and that's to simplify what's inside the bracket first. So inside the bracket here, notice that this has a power of 1 and this has a power of 3. So the 2 stays the same, the coefficient, and I'm going to subtract the exponents, so 1 minus 3. Same thing with these two 2's here. I'm going to subtract them, and that means I end up with y2 minus negative 2, and that's all squared. Doing the same thing with the next bracket. I've got 12 and x to the 1 minus 3 and y to the 3 minus negative 1, all to the power of negative 1. So let's simplify all of that. So that's 2x to the negative 2, y to the 4th, all squared, and 12 to the x to the negative 2, y to the power of 4 to the power of negative 1. Next step, we're going to deal with these exponents here. In the first one, it's going to apply to each of these. So it's 2 squared, x to the negative 4, y to the 8th. Remember, I'm multiplying exponents, 2 times negative 2 and 4 times 2. In the next one, I'm going to deal with this by saying, hey, that is negative, is going to push all of it into the denominator. So that's 12x to the negative 2, y to the 4th. So 2 squared is 4, x to the negative 4, y to the 8th, over 12x to the negative 2, y to the 4th. So simplifying this fraction and reducing, I get 1/3. And dealing with the exponents, I'm going to subtract. So negative 4 minus negative 2 and 8 minus 4. So that equals 1/3 x minus negative 2 is going to be added there. So that's negative 2 y to the 4th. And simplifying one more step, this negative pushes the x into the denominator with the 3, and the y stays on the numerators. So